do Facebook ads work anymore? In this video, I'll update you on how Facebook ads work today. I'll also bring in a few Facebook experts from our team so you can learn more about getting the most out of Facebook ads. Let's hear from our Facebook experts.
Yes, Facebook ads do still work. We still see a large audience of users on Facebook.
With the right expertise and strategy in place, they can still move the needle forward and drive really great results.
I think in particular, it's important to really test new things with Facebook ads. The platform itself is always changing with different algorithm updates, different creative updates, placements, platforms. So really, if one strategy is not working, it's totally fine to test something else out. You might discover that something else that you never thought would have worked really resonates with your audience in particular. And it may turn out that the thing that you thought was for sure gonna work, definitely gonna drive results, actually didn't work out as well as you wanted to, and that's totally okay because that's all part of learning how your strategy is going to work and what you can do to improve your results over time. We have seen the way that Facebook ads work change throughout the years, and we've also seen how social strategies as a whole have changed, particularly with things like the way that we track users, the way that we set up our different campaigns, the different types of ad creatives that work.
And overall, the atmosphere just wasn't as competitive as it is today. Before you even get started with planning the campaign, definitely make sure that you have your pixel set up to its entirety. There's a lot of new aspects to the pixel that need to be set up now that weren't a part of everything prior to a lot of the changes that have happened over the years. So some of those things to definitely make sure you have set up along with the pixel are your domain verification and aggregate event management, and also if you can set up conversions API.
Consider Facebook's algorithm and learning abilities and how sometimes that can take longer. So if results aren't coming in within the first couple of weeks, don't panic and trust the process. Something else that you can consider is that you're likely not going to marry someone after the first date. So really building that funnel strategy is important to nourish your cold, warm, and hot audiences throughout your buyer's journey, making people aware of what your business is, what you have to offer, and then as they learn that over time, retargeting your website traffic to get them to complete that bottom of funnel conversion that you're looking for, whether that would be a purchase or a lead form or a phone call, for example. There's always new things happening within Facebook's platform, with the algorithm. So really just testing different opportunities, whether that be within your campaign structure, your audience types, or your creative, is the best way to find out what's gonna work best for you and what's gonna resonate best with your audience.
Let's quickly look at the data. Facebook dominates social platforms in terms of size. In fact, its ad reach is more than 2.1 billion, or more than 43% of internet users. That means they have lots of insights that can help you reach the right people with your ads. And more than 55% of its active users ages 16 to 64 say they use Facebook to follow or research brands and products. So many of the people who use Facebook are open to learning about what businesses like yours offer. So yes, Facebook can be an effective way to reach your audience, but Facebook advertising has changed greatly, and it will continue to change over time. Right now, let me cover the basics of Facebook ads. First things first, cost. Generally, Facebook ads work via an auction. The Facebook algorithm will take different factors into account, like your bid, how people interact with your ad, and your ad's relevance to the user, to determine if it will appear in front of your target audience. RevealBot estimates that the average cost per click, or CPC, of Facebook ads has a range of about 50 cents to $1. This number will fluctuate depending on your industry, the time of year, and a number of other factors. Just remember, the more competition there is, the higher the price will go. If you're a lead-focused business, you should know that the average cost per lead, or CPL, on Facebook sits between around $3.50 and $14. Again, this number will fluctuate. The great thing about the cost of Facebook ads is that despite the fluctuating cost, it's still controlled by you. You put a limit on how much you want to spend, and the platform will use that as a guideline. You may need to adjust your spend to find what's right for you, but you still have control over your budget. Facebook ads can appear in several locations across the platform. Your ad can show up while someone is scrolling through their regular feed, when they're shopping on Facebook Marketplace, when they're watching a video in the video feed or as a reel, while they're tapping through Facebook Stories, and in a few other locations across the platform. When you go to create your ad, you can select which placements work best for you, or let Facebook do it automatically. Your ads can use a single image or video, include a carousel of content, or showcase different aspects of your business in an instant experience or collection. The format depends on where the ad will show up and the goals you set for your campaign, which, by the way, you should know before you've even planned your ad creative. You'll choose your objective while you set up your Facebook ads. In terms of reaching a specific audience, you have 3 main ways to target the right people: using audience criteria gathered and provided to you by Facebook. Then you have custom audiences, which are made up of people who have already interacted with your business. You provide Facebook with data from these interactions, so things like customer or contact lists you've gathered from your marketing efforts, website behavior data gathered through the Facebook pixel, or activity from an app. After you've provided this custom data to Facebook, they'll work to match it with existing users. Your audience list will likely get a bit smaller as the ad platform identifies those customers with accounts and those not on the platform. The last ad targeting option is lookalike audiences, which take the custom audience data you've provided to Facebook and use it to find more people like that. Here's a slight catch. Privacy restrictions have made it a bit harder to reach your audience on Facebook. It's not impossible to reach the right people, but you do have some things to consider. Now, I'll throw it to our experts on the WebFX social team, who will go over some ways to adapt your campaigns to the new privacy measures so you can continue generating results for your business.
One of the major changes is Apple's new customer data policy, which essentially prohibits collecting and sharing different data of its user base without getting their permission first.
And that really changed the way that we can track users on our websites using the Facebook pixel.
If Facebook can't track user behavior, the pixel loses its effectiveness, and targeting options become weakened. This means higher costs and ultimately the potential for wasted spend.
Reporting might seem a little bit lower than you had seen before, and this is because of the attribution window updates that Facebook has made to their ads. So instead of looking at a 28-day click window, we're only narrowing that down now to a 7-day click window, which means that you have a smaller window to generate results in that get attributed back to Facebook. So as a result, we can go to other sources like Google Analytics, for example, to see how Facebook plays a role in the actions that are completed on your website outside of that 7-day window.
Yes and no. For advertisers that haven't adapted their strategies to the new environment, they're definitely experiencing some cost increases. But for those advertisers that have remained agile throughout everything and are continuously adjusting their strategies, are seeing cost improvements at this point. Change the way you collect data and how you use it to build your ads.
Really rely on first-party data. So this could be something like a company list, a contact list, or any other first-party data that you might have through a different CRM platform. We can use that and upload it directly into Facebook so that we're not relying directly on Facebook's pixel and website data. Something else that we can do is also utilize domain verification offered by Facebook and the Conversions API feature.
Essentially, this is a new measure of tracking that you can set up, and it's server to server based. So it really bolsters what you're seeing with the pixel.
Instead of looking at the browser side, which relies on cookie tracking, it goes into the server side, which totally navigates around those need for cookies, and it can make it a lot easier to attribute those conversions back to your website and back to your Facebook users.
First-party data is now the name of the game, and if you can install the Conversions API, definitely do that.
So, you've learned how to adapt your Facebook strategy to new privacy measures. Beyond all of that, how do you create ads that stand out and grab people's attention? I asked our experts these questions, and they gave me some great stuff in return.
So it depends on the client and what kind of audience they're trying to reach, particularly with things like demographic data such as age or interest. But particularly, we always can rely on image ads, particularly ads that include bold text, something that a user is going to see on their timeline or within their feed that's really going to catch their eye and make them stop scrolling.
Anything created natively with Facebook's media tools within Ads Manager is always going to be favored by the algorithm. Facebook puts like a lot of time, money, research, effort into building these features, and so they really want people to use them, and their way to push people to use them is to make sure that anything created by them is gonna get the best results in the feed. So if you can make your videos directly in Facebook versus using external tools, that's going to really give you a leg up on the competition. Reels, and especially if you can have them curated from customer testimonies or really authentic brand stories.
We've seen that those perform very well. It's something that Instagram takes as a priority right now because it is something very important to them to catch up with other platforms in the way that they also use vertical video. So that's something that we've seen particularly perform well outside of the feed placement.
Improving your creative strategy starts with pairing it with your targeting. So identify and segment those key audience personas within your current customer base, and then tailor your creative and your creative messaging to meet those personas. Know their pain points, your value adds, and craft your copy around them.
If your brand color is primarily blue, that is the most common color among companies that they use. So in order to stand out, we recommend using some secondary colors within your strategy in order to stand out against the other advertisers that may have a predominantly blue look to them. Advertising platforms also have a blue layout. If you think of Facebook and LinkedIn, Twitter in particular, they're all blue and use blue commonly throughout their apps. So even to stand out among the platform itself, it's important to use other colors that can help you stop users from scrolling throughout their feed when they see your ad.
So, do Facebook ads work? Yes. It just takes some time and patience to get the results you were looking for. There's a bit of a learning curve when it comes to any form of digital marketing, so don't get too frustrated if you aren't immediately seeing the results that you want. Most importantly, pay attention to your ad performance. This data will tell you if your campaigns are generating results for you, and you can use it to guide your decisions. If you want to keep learning about how to grow your business with social media marketing, I'd encourage you to subscribe to our channel. Want emails sent straight to you? Join the more than 100,000 marketers who sharpen their skills with Revenue Weekly. You can find the link to subscribe in the video description. Thanks for tuning in. Happy Facebooking!